Welcome to another episode of Lit Sports Online, and we're doing it. We're talking baseball. I told you it was coming. So, I want to introduce Jordan, and I want to introduce Duane. Thank you for joining us. They know a lot more about baseball than I do. I love watching baseball. I've watched baseball with my grandfather for years. I love going to games, but whereas football I know a lot, baseball I don't, so I got some extra help in. Hopefully we can get you guys on pretty regular in the upcoming seasons. So let's talk about it. What happened this year?
We don't have that much time. So,
worst season in Oral history.
Yeah.
By far, though.
I mean, it was just heartbreaking to watch. I don't even think I even made it to a game this year. Mostly through time, but...
I saw one of their 40-some wins on opening day.
Yep.
It was a walk-off.
I actually missed the walk-off. I was grilling up, actually, while that game was on, and I walked outside to check the grill. All of a sudden, I hear the TV just... blaring. I was like, what the hell's going on? Run back in, walk off. I was like, Jesus, come on.
Probably the best game of the season.
Probably.
So.
I mean, the thing is, like, at least in history, Orioles start off very hot, and then they usually cool down towards the All-Star break. But, I mean, this season was kind of like, started off hot for like a week, and then it was just...
yeah, we stumbled right out of the gates, and that led to us trading our superstars.
Half the team away. Two of the better players in our team's history made it to the World Series, separate squads. That was crazy. I'm like, come on. Then Buck Showalter getting fired. I mean, it's crazy to me. It's like, I can't, like, whenever you think of the Orioles, I think of Buck Showalter's scowling face. Like, it's not a thing anymore.
He was the reason for the turnaround.
Yeah.
After 14 losing seasons, you bring Buck Showalter and you make the playoffs 2 years later.
Yeah, now... I mean, what do we do?
Well, you got to hire a GM and a manager.
Start up.
So, I mean, it looks like Peter Angelo's sons are taking over pretty much full control of the team, which hopefully means change.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we need. And it starts with a good GM and a good manager. Hopefully we get back to solid scouting and solid... analytics. That's what a lot of teams are going to now. And international signings. I mean, you know, that we traded for all this money during the season. We lost out on some top Cuban players, but I mean, we got to just revamp the whole system.
Yeah.
So
start every top bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. I mean, I think it's safe to say, no question is asked, Baltimore's in rebuilding.
Yes.
It could be a few years before we get hot again, but. I mean, it starts, like I said, at the top.
Yeah, with the right plan in place.
I would like to see them get a GM from a team that, like the Astros, the Cubs, the Red Sox, a team that is using analytics, that has a good young core of guys who are controlling what's happening. It's a new age of baseball. The days of home runs are over. It's all about, war and stuff like that. And I think the Orioles are behind the 8 ball when it comes to that kind of stuff.
They're still very old school, and you can tell.
we had a window from 2012 to 2016, and we missed. Yeah. So they got Ben Cherington out there. He's a former GM of the Red Sox. He's with Toronto. He is interviewed. Ned Colletti from the Dodgers. He's out there. So again, it's just we have to have a firm plan in place. And there's a lot of good managers out there. Mike Scioscia. Brad Ausmus, who was with the Tigers. So they're out there. We just need to have a steady plan in place and go with it and stick with it for these few rebuilding years that we're going to have.
I mean, you need somebody in there that's also going to get people excited about the team as well. I mean, you can watch any game on Masson and see that stadium is half empty.
Oh, yeah, more than half.
I mean, it's more than half. I mean... It's sad, and I mean, it's also something that's happening across baseball in general. I think, sadly, but I think Baltimore specifically, we need somebody that can get us excited about it again. So,
have a lot of young, great players. So we'll see. I mean, it's come up and show us what you got, And hopefully, I would like to see them maybe keep like an Adam Jones, a team leader. Hopefully he comes back, but the team needs some direction. So,
and that's another point. It's like when you're rebuilding a team, you want to keep leadership. You want to keep somebody that has held down the team, who is all about the team. I mean, you see it in football, you see it in basketball. You try to keep that core nucleus, and I think Adam Jones is the heartbeat of the Orioles.
But I wonder, and I worry that if keeping him maybe keeps a player like Cedric Mullins or an Austin Hayes out of the outfield where they're going to learn how to play ball.
Is he willing to step aside?
Yeah.
So.
You make a lot of good points, and it is one of those things where it's like, you got to start getting some playing time for the younger guys because, again, Adam Jones isn't necessarily the future. Yeah. He was a pivotal part in the last 10, 15 years, but he's not the future going forward. We know that.
He won't be here in 4 years.
Not at all.
We know that.
That might lead us into Chris Davis. What are we going to do with him and his 5 years left and $100 million? So, there's a lot of questions.
Yeah, I mean, So, I mean, like I said, going forward, we're going to start doing these episodes more because I do want to talk more about baseball. I think there's a large audience for it, and I think Baltimore as a whole is a good baseball city.
For sure.
Yeah.
100%. We are a good baseball city. We're a good sports city. Let's just say that. But nonetheless, I'm glad to have you guys on camera. Glad that you guys could join us, and we will be doing these episodes more often, so stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Again, be on the lookout for thisislitTube.com, where we will be actually doing more sports articles as well. Take care. That was awesome. Thanks, guys.
No problem.